Right, Iris, watch carefully now. We're going to thread the machine. I'm using red thread so you can see more easily what I'm doing. So I'm going to put that on the pin and I'm going to thread this spool. So I'll take the end of the thread and, if possible, get it through that little hole here. Now sometimes it's quite tricky to put the thread through that. Might take me a while. There we are. So I've got that through like that. Now the thread is through that little hole, so I'll put it on the pin and I'm going to move it back. It's quite stiff that, but that's okay. Now this thread, I'll try and do it so you can see, it goes through the first big groove and then it goes round that little wheel and comes back here to the spool. So the thread this way round, clockwise, through the first groove, round the wheel and along to the spool. And then you're ready to wind that and start up the machine to wind up the spool. Right, we're ready to start threading. Switch the machine on. You see the light comes on, so you know that the power's there. Hold the thread up like that and very gently put your foot on the foot pedal and you'll notice it starts to turn. Just do it slowly so you know exactly how much you're using. Now I don't want too much on, so I'm going to stop there. The spool is ready, so we'll take it off. And if you wanted to cut off that long end, here's a thread cutter here. You just, whoops, you just take the thread and it's lovely. Nice sharp cut. Now when we put the thread in the bottom, we'll take this off. Now put this in a safe place, otherwise you'll lose it. And then you can't use the machine. This goes in anti-clockwise. That one was clockwise, this is anti-clockwise. So you put the bobbin in here. Now this is a tricky thing as well. This piece of thread needs to go, you can see a tiny little opening in the metal ring round the outside. Put your finger on there and click that thread round so that it's in between the bits of metal. Now I'm going to switch the machine off while I load up. That's moving nicely. We've got to get this part ready now. From the bobbin, through the first groove, and down. Luckily it says 1, 2, and 3 tells you to go underneath that wheel and back up the other side, and up to number 4. When you get to the top, another tricky part, get your thread between two hands and take the thread right to the back and then bring it back again, and it clicks on a little hook here. Now that little hook, I'll try and show you on the instructions there. That's inside the machine, and that's what you're getting your thread around. You can feel it's nice and secure. Then take it right down. This is number 5, so it was 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And underneath at the top of the needle there is another bar.
Okay.
Here is a small bar, and when you bring the thread down, get it between in your 2 hands and put that thread behind the bar, and it will click, and then you've got it in place. I'm now going to try and thread the needle. I've switched the machine on because I need the light, and I also need the needle, to move up and down. So I'm going to get the end of the thread. I'm making sure my foot is nowhere near the pedal, and from the front to the back always going to try and thread that needle. Wow, first time, jolly good, and gently pull it through. Give yourself a bit of space. There, you've got that thread. You've got the thread at the bottom and you've got the thread at the top. Now we need the 2 to get together. So I'm taking gently hold of this, and I'm going to turn the wheel, that's why you need a fair bit here, to go down into the bottom of the machine and pick up, can you see it? Pick up the thread. It's very clever, and it will bring out the thread to the top, and you just gently take hold of it and pull it through, and there you've got the bottom thread coming up and the top thread going down through that foot. Doesn't want to be above the foot like that. It needs to go through that little groove and then go back. Now you're ready to put the guard back on. Gently put it in and click. And now we're ready to start sewing. Exciting.